Announcement today, Pope Francis is officially allowing Roman Catholic priests to bless same-sex couples.
That's according to a document released this morning from the Vatican's Office of Doctrine. Now, First Alert 4's David Emilati has been pushing for a response from our local archdiocese. David.
It's been tough. Some area Catholics I spoke with today say today's news is a step in the right direction. Others say the church shouldn't change because of social pressures. This new document we're talking about does reaffirm marriage is a lifelong sacrament between a man and a woman in the church, and it stresses a blessing of a same-sex couple cannot take place at the same time as a civil union, but says requests for blessings of same-sex couples should not be denied. Some say, again, this is historic but controversial, a clearly different direction than the 2021 decision, saying the church would not bless unions of same-sex couples at all. In a statement from the Archdiocese of St. Louis, it says in part, for Catholics, when we seek out a blessing, we come as sinners to receive God's grace and mercy in our lives. Blessings serve to open one's life to God, to ask for His help to live better and to invoke the Holy Spirit so that the values of the gospel may be lived with greater fulfillment. It later reads, to put it another way, this announcement is a reminder that we nurture and promote the church's closeness to people in every circumstance in which they might seek God's help and grace. One local Catholic who agreed to speak on camera tells me that she and her friends agree with the Pope's decision.
I think that most of the friends I have who are the Catholic, gay, devout people will definitely appreciate this. But again, it needs to be expanded for the church and for the people.
Now, I tried to speak with some area priests if they will now offer these blessings to same-sex couples, but they told me Archdiocesan policy is to not comment on this issue. Some even went as far as to say they won't comment on any issue to the media. I did ask for Archbishop Rosansky for an interview, but he wasn't available to meet today. According to the Archdiocese, before he speaks with any media, he has an obligation to speak with priests and diocesan leadership about this announcement. It's not clear how soon that conversation will take place, even if it happens before the holiday. Sam?
All right, be interesting.